Hello friends. Today I am going to tell you an interesting story about the movie The Black Phone. In the year 1978, a nefarious criminal known as the Snatcher roamed the streets of a Denver suburb, preying on innocent children. The Blake siblings, Finney and Gwen, lived in the neighborhood with their troubled, alcoholic father. Finney, who was often bullied and taunted at school, found solace in his friendship with a classmate named Robin, who protected him from the tormentors. One day, Finney's acquaintance Bruce was kidnapped by the Snatcher. Gwen, who had inherited her deceased mother's psychic abilities, dreamed about Bruce's abduction and saw a vision of a man and decorated with dark balloons. Despite Gwen's efforts to inform the detectives, Wright and Miller, of her psychic visions, they were skeptical of her claims. Tragically, both Robin and Finney were eventually taken by the Snatcher as well. Finney awoke in a basement that was soundproofed, and he saw a disconnected black rotary phone on the wall, which the Snatcher said was not functional. However, to Finney's surprise, he heard the phone ring and answered it. The ghost of Bruce, who was unable to recall his own identity, informed Finney of a floor tile that he could remove to dig a tunnel and escape. Despite the efforts of the authorities, Finney's whereabouts remained a mystery. The Snatcher, who was holding Finney captive, brought him sustenance and left the basement door ajar. As Finney was about to make his escape, he was interrupted by another captive, a boy named Billy, who was on the phone. Billy revealed that the Snatcher had a twisted game in which he would lie in wait upstairs to beat Finney with a belt if he attempted to leave the basement. Billy advised Finney to use a cord he had found to escape through the basement window, but as Finney was climbing out, he broke the bars on the window, trapping him outside. Gwen, who had a recurring dream about Billy's abduction, confided in her father about the situation. Detectives Wright and Miller stumbled upon an odd individual named Max, who was residing in the area with his brother. Through their questioning, they discovered that Finney was being held captive in Max's basement, unbeknownst to him, and that his own brother was the infamous Snatcher. During a heated confrontation with the Snatcher, where he challenged Finney's integrity, he gave the impression that he was considering releasing him. Finney was able to communicate with another victim, Griffin, over the phone, who provided him with the combination to a lock and informed him that the Snatcher had fallen asleep upstairs. Finney stealthily made his way upstairs and unlocked the door. But unfortunately, the Snatcher's guard dog alerted him of Finney's escape attempt. Finney ran out the street, but was ultimately recaptured, feeling defeated after his failed breakout. Finney answered the phone to hear the voice of another captive, a pink named Vance, who had previously intimidated Finney. Vance revealed to Finney of a connecting storage room that he could escape through if he broke a hole in the wall and went through the freezer on the other side. Finney used a toilet tank cover to create an opening in the wall, and he entered the freezer, but to his dismay, he found that the door was locked. The phone rang one more time, and it was Robin on the other end. He comforted Finney and urged him to take action and defend himself. Robin instructed Finney to remove the phone receiver and fill it with the dirt he had dug up, creating a makeshift weapon. Vance was kidnapped, and Gwen was determined to find out who was responsible. She stumbled upon a mysterious property known as the Grabbers and contacted two detectives, Wright and Miller, for help. Max, Vance's brother, quickly realized that Finney, his brother, was being held captive in the house and raced to the basement to rescue him. However, His attempts were foiled when the kidnapper brutally murdered him with an axe. The police arrived at the house Gwen had found, but it was empty. In the basement, they discovered the remains of the grabber's previous victims. Finney, meanwhile, was locked in a desperate struggle with the kidnapper, managing to trip him with a cord and causing him to fall into a tunnel Finney had dug. The kidnapper's ankle became trapped in the window bars at the bottom, and he was taunted by ghostly voices over the phone before Finney broke his neck with the cord, killing him. Finney managed to escape the house by distracting the guard dog with meat from the freezer and using a combination he had learned. He reunited with Gwen across the street from the grave sites, and the police arrived. The siblings comforted each other as their father arrived and tearfully apologized for his past behavior. Back at school, Finney sat next to his crush in class with newfound confidence.